Hello, collective. I am Juanica, also known as Miss Astrology, bringing you this video for the upcoming Mercury retrograde in the sign of Libra. So I know that even if people don't really know a whole lot about astrology, they know two things. They know their sun sign and they know about Mercury retrograde. And with everything when it comes to the planets, there is always a way to flow with the energy, to work with the planets. So that's why I want to bring you this video. This is not a typical Mercury retrograde, and the reason I say that is because this is happening in the sign of Libra, while Mars and the Sun are also in the sign of Libra. So there's some planets here, and then we're getting some good aspects from Saturn and Jupiter. And this is really a potential opportunity to learn and to mature and to be blessed, because Saturn and Jupiter are involved. However, if we fight against this energy, this is still an opportunity to learn, but Jupiter will expand anything. And so if we find ourselves in some kind of situation or trouble or having problems, Jupiter will expand that also. So I'm bringing this video to give you some insight. So Mercury officially goes retrograde on the 27th. So September 27th. So, and not only that, Mercury will be in the sign of Libra until November. So this is a pretty long transit. Mercury has to make this backwards motion, and then it has to retrace its steps before it actually moves on to the sign of Scorpio. So one of the main things I really do want to point out about this is to focus on Libra. Now remember, you guys, we all have all 12 signs. We all have all the planets, all the luminaries. So we're all affected by this. We're all feeling the energy, some more than others, but we're all being affected by this in some way. So we all want to keep in mind that, okay, we have things going on. There's going to be information that comes up because this is Mercury, right? And with Mercury being in an air sign, Libra, this is not the most difficult placement for Mercury, because Mercury is really supportive of really any sign, and loves being as close to the sun as it's going to be. But Libra can be such an indecisive sign that this has the potential to be a little bit of a troublemaker, which Mercury can be, right? It's like the mischievous one. So in this, we want to keep in mind that this is all about Libra energy. And with the Sun in Libra and Mars currently in Libra, this is these two placements are not in their favorite. So Mars, which is very much a planet about self and that root chakra, and really the fundamentals of survival and, you know, overcoming. And the Sun, which is very much about ego and pride and personal excitement and joy, our life force. These planets are very much about self. These placements are very much about self. So they love, both of them, the Sun and Mars, love being in the sign of Aries. They're currently in Aries, opposite sign of Libra. So this is not the strongest energy to be about self. However, it's Libra, the planet, the sign that's never about self. It's the scales, and the scales need others, need relationships, need partnerships in order to be balanced. This is the only sign that is an inanimate object. It's not a person or an animal in the entire zodiac, because Libra can see both sides of any situation. It is very fair and just. It's able to really balance both sets of ideals, but the dualities, the good and the bad of every situation, and that really is needed in the zodiac. But what I most intuitively am feeling for this transit is that we still have to be about ourselves. And I don't want that to come off selfishly. I just feel like so many of us are having a hard time with letting go of connections to other people's ideals, to other people's ideologies, to other people's expectations for life and for love and for finances and for freedom. Like, we're too busy comparing what other people are thinking to what we really want. And that's what Libra will do. Libra will say, okay, well, that is, you are right. I do see value in that. And I do see value in this. But this, because the scales always want to be balanced, they don't necessarily want to express their own desires and needs, because they don't want to get anybody else off balance. They want the partnerships and the relationships and the things to stay harmonized and, you know, all good, all Venus-y. So with the Sun and Mars here, this is really a time for us to consider what truly brings us joy, and what truly, how we should show up and express ourselves, and what we can do for ourselves that will keep the scales truly balanced. And truly balanced means if I have a desire to say no to something, I will say no without really considering that someone else's disappointment is more important than my happiness. And understanding that we know when to show up, and we know when, you know, we need to put ourselves to the back. And in all honesty, I do feel like Aries and even Leo placements are probably the ones that need to really lean into their relationships more than the rest of the zodiac right now. Aries is the opposite of Libra, and Aries' favorite planets, the Sun and Mars, are in Libra. So this is very much a time for Aries, most specifically, to lean into their relationships and to heal through their relationships and to heal in general. But for the rest of us, I do feel like this is a really important time to find what brings us joy, what we truly find to be valuable, find to bring a sense of security and balance and harmony to our life, what we consider to be, did I say beautiful? These are all things Libra. And in this, because Libra's ruling planet of Venus is currently in Scorpio, and Scorpio's ruling planet of Mars is currently in Libra. So in finding value in what we truly enjoy and what we truly find beautiful, we will transform, because that's really what Scorpio wants us to do. Now we're getting very beautiful energy from Aquarius with Jupiter and Saturn there. So Saturn, of course, is going to make sure that we're getting the lessons in this and maturing and being disciplined and growing up. You know, this is Saturn energy. And Saturn is a co-ruler of Aquarius. So Saturn is making in Aquarius to Libra is a trine. That's nice air energy. And so we can really learn. And I think what we're learning is that, you know, just because we were associated with a group or with a way of thinking for so long doesn't mean that we have to continue on in that. We can really make some adjustments and make some changes that speak to our future and not our past. Aquarius is very futuristic. It's a forward-thinking, for humanity sign. And we are really moving forward as humanity, thinking about how we can contribute to the collective and where we need to adjust with the collective. And so this is perfect energy for that. Jupiter is going to bless us. I hope that as many as possible really tapped into that Pisces full moon that was earlier in the week. What was that, the 20th? And just thinking about anything that happened around that moon, which was endings, which was, you know, emotional endings at that. But these endings had to be because they didn't tap into our higher self, our higher belief, our higher consciousness and potential. And that's where we're headed. We're ending a cycle. We have to let that go. And we have to know that by letting that go, we are tapping into more of what is truly beautiful and valuable and offers a sense of security to us, our personal values, our personal joy and pride. The sun is our pride. The sun is in Libra. And you guys know me. I'm not the one to say kill the ego, nurture the ego. Give it what it wants sometimes. Make it earn it. And Mars is in the picture, so Mars doesn't mind. Mars is like, listen, if you allow me to do something that feels good for me, then I don't mind, you know, doing something to bring more of that beautiful thing into your life with this Venus energy. I mean, with this Libra energy. We have a beautiful trine also from Neptune and Pisces to Venus and Scorpio. So this is a surprise, a shock, a beautiful one at that, because it's Venus and water signs and it's Neptune and water signs. So this is going to be really good. The North Node in Gemini makes it really good as well. I will say that with this Mercury retrograde, really just focusing on what we can do for ourselves is going to be really important. I also, typical Mercury stuff, right? And with it being an air sign, that definitely contributes. So maintaining your car, backing up your computers, you know, double checking your emails, just not getting caught up in arguments and miscommunication with people, just making the best decision for yourself, knowing that people from the past could very much come up, specifically relationships. This is Libra energy. So those things are typical to Mercury retrograde. So you can still look forward to those. I will warn this, that I think with this Mercury retrograde, if you don't have to drive and you don't have to go anywhere, you shouldn't. If you do, definitely give yourself plenty of time and prepare your vehicle. Make sure that it's maintenance. Make sure your route is safe. And you know, travel in the day, it feels like definitely the possibility of breakdowns when it comes to vehicles. And remember, this is just a 3-week period. Mercury is retrograde. I know I wrote it down. Till the 30th of October. No, that doesn't sound right. The 19th. It's October 19th. Mercury is retrograde until October 19th. And then Mercury moves on into Scorpio on November 2nd. So until October 19th, we're just going to chill. We're going to do all the REs. Relax, readjust, rethink, reorganize, and do it in accordance to the things that really feel valuable to us. And the things that are really in alignment with our future goals, our future selves, and the people that we see us with in the future, and the relationships that we see us having in the future. So I really hope this was helpful. I encourage you to join, and I invite you to join the Cosmically Lit Collective. I am going to give a full Mercury workshop that's coming up this week, and we'll have a workbook with it. I'll do a video so we can understand Mercury through all the signs. Mercury is the planet that is closest to the sun. It is our thoughts. It is what we are processing and assimilating, and how we are taking in information on a daily basis. And it's very important to understand this placement. And I am preparing something specifically to help us get through Mercury retrograde and understand how to communicate with those people that are in our lives and that we see on a daily basis, and how to understand how we process our own thoughts and our own information. So join the collective. There's a link somewhere. However you got this, it's in my bio, it's in the newsletter, it's in the description box below. Join the collective. It's on my Patreon page. I'm really excited to bring you guys a lot more content, a lot more information about both the stars and the cards. You know how I do it, the Cosmically Lit Collective, where I learn, integrate, and teach everything that I know about all the esoteric subjects. So I hope this video brings you some enlightenment. Let me know what you think, and until next time, peace.